Joe, you had quite a pregame show there. Get a little bit of a late start here. The first game of the Oakland series, and the first pitch is low and outside to Tony Phillips, ball one. Phillips, switch hitter, 1 of 4 in the Oakland lineup. Batting .256 is the left-hander, .228. 5 home runs on the year and 47 runs batted in. Number 18, Tony Phillips. Bert Blyleven in the windup, and the pitch, bluff bunt, and he takes it low for ball 2. Ball 2 and no strikes to Phillips with Donnie Hill and Canseco on deck for the A's. Bob Didier coaching at third base. Dave McKay at first for the A's. Ball 2 and no strikes as Blyleven swings into the windup, and the pitch on the way. It's the fastball down low. Hill and the third base umpire says no swing. Terry Cooney umpiring at third. Kaiser, Scott, Palermo, and Cooney, the umpiring crew for this game. As Bert Blyleven getting behind the leadoff man, Tony Phillips. Here's the pitch, and the strike is called. 3-1. Blyleven checking his sign with Tim Laudner. 3 balls and 1 strike to count as Bert winds up and delivers. And Phillips takes a cut at the fastball and misses. 3-2. I may have given you the wrong number on Tony Phillips. It's number 2. Tony Phillips wearing number 2 for the Oakland A's. Dave Duncan, who is now the pitching coach, having replaced Wes Stock on the Oakland club. Duncan wearing number 18 and Phillips number 2. And the payoff pitch to him for Blyleven. Swing and a miss. He had a late swing there on a fastball. And Bert Blyleven struck him out after getting behind on him. 3 balls and no strikes. 1 down in the Oakland first inning. It'll bring up Donnie Hill playing at third base, hitting in the number 2 spot. Another switch hitter. Just the opposite of Tony Phillips. Hill has been hitting better left-handed. For the year, he's hitting .293, but left-handed only .330. He's hit a pair of home runs and 16 runs batted in. He hit a home run off Blyleven here back in April when Bert had a no-decision game. He went 8 in the third innings in that game, gave up 5 runs and 8 hits. And a fastball strike to Hill, 0-1. Gaetti, Gagne, Lombardozzi, and Hatcher in the infield. Beane, Puckett, Brunansky in the outfield. And the changeup is high and outside the Hill. 1 ball and 1 strike. 1 out and nobody on here in game number 1 of the 3-game series with the Oakland A's. The night game tomorrow with the old-timers game at 6 o'clock and the regular game at 7:35. Blyleven delivers the breaking ball too low. Ball 2 and strike 1. As Bert checks the sign with a count 2 balls and 1 strike, he delivers. And it's swung on a ground foul outside of first base. 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Donnie Hill. Bert Blyleven, who did not face Oakland in the opening series at the Oakland Coliseum because he pitched the opening game here, the 4th game of the season, did face the A's here on April the 16th. And the pitch on the way. High and outside. So again, he's gone to a 4 count, this time to Donnie Hill. April the 16th, the Twins beat the A's 7-5 in 10 innings when Gary Gaetti hit a home run off Keith Atherton, who was then, of course, pitching for the Oakland A's. Now the 3-2. Swing and a miss at a high fastball, and he struck out Donnie Hill. 2 down here in the first inning. Bring up Jose Canseco, the left fielder. Number 33, Jose Canseco, hitting .262, 23 homers. Leads the majors with 83 runs batted in. As Joe mentioned, I believe he has not hit a home run in a couple of weeks now. 2 out and nobody on here in the top of the first inning. The windup and the pitch and the fastball inside, ball 1. Bert Blyleven, who actually has had only 1 run to work with his last 2 ball games, Here's the windup and the pitch. And the strike is called, 21. He lost to the Yankees last Sunday, 4-1, gave up only 5 hits. One of those was a 2-run homer to Claudell Washington. The game-winning hit in that game. And Bert delivers. Canseco takes a strike on the outside corner. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count. Two strikes. The Twins playing Canseco deep and straight away. He hit a home run at the Oakland Coliseum over the center field fence. He swings and chops a foul off to the left of the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Canseco's brother Ozzie is now in the Oakland organization. He was a pitcher in the minor leagues in the Yankee organization, but he wanted to play the outfield, asked for his release. Oakland signed him, and he's playing at Madison, Wisconsin. There's a bouncing ball towards the hole, backhanded by Gagne. Long throw to first, got him. Great play by Gagne in the hole, and a long throw to first base to get Canseco and retire the side. Nice going, Greg Gagne. A 1-2-3 inning for Blyleven, and after half an inning, Oakland nothing, the Twins nothing. Blyleven now is 6 strikeouts shy of the 3,000 plateau Major League strikeouts. Now the Twins, Kirby Puckett will lead it off against number 29, the left-handed Curt Young, and the first pitch is a swing and a foul by Kirby off a fastball away, and he hit it straight back. Puckett batting .338, 21 homers and 61 runs batted in. He is now 3rd in the league, only 7 points behind Wade Boggs. He's actually tied right now with Don Mattingly. If you get too fine with your decimal points. .338 for Puckett and Mattingly, .345 for Boggs. And Kirby hits the fly ball here into left center field, and that ball is going to be in the gap. Bouncing off the canvas in left center. Puckett around second on his way to third. A 3-base hit. Puckett's 5th triple of the year to go with 21 home runs and 61 RBIs. And that for Kirby's his 10th hit in his last 16 at-bats. He has had multiple hit games in 5 of the last 6. So he's on third base with nobody out, and up steps Billy Beane, just recalled from Toledo after being sent down by the Twins. And now Ron Washington has been sent out again. Beane was hitting .294 with the Mud Hens, 5 home runs. And he swings, hits a foul backing out of play. 0-1. Billy Beane with the Twins before they sent him down had been to bat 64 times and had 10 hits, and he had 5 of those, you recall, in one game at Yankee Stadium, including his only home run. Number 20, Billy Beane. Puckett on third. Nobody out, no score. Here's the pitch. Beane takes inside from Young. 1 ball and 1 strike. Curt Young making his 17th appearance and his 14th start. 2 complete games for Oakland and 1 shutout. Here's the pitch to Billy Beane. Swing and a miss at a changeup. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Gary Gaetti on deck. Young pitched last Sunday against the Blue Jays and pitched a fine game. He went 8 1/3 innings, gave up no runs, 5 hits, walked 2 and fanned 4. But that game went 15 innings before a run was scored, and Oakley finally won it in the 15th, 1-0. Pitch to Beane is a fastball inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count. For Oakland, they have Mickey Tettleton, the catcher, Donnie Hill at third, Alfredo Griffin at short, Tony Phillips at second, Bruce Bochte at first, Canseco, Dwayne Murphy, and Mike Davis in the outfield. And the pitch to Billy Beane. A swing and a miss at a breaking ball down and in, and Young struck him out. 1 out in the last of the first inning with Puckett on third. It'll bring up Gaetti batting .265, 21 homers and 60 runs batted in. Curt Young has the best earned run average of the Oakland starters, 3.5. He's pitched 108 innings, allowed 99 hits, walked 34, fanned 59. Throws a sinking fastball outside the Gaetti for a ball, 1 ball and no strikes. Keeping the infield back. Bochte about 30 feet off the first base foul line for Gaetti, and the outfield is swung around to the left as the left-hander Young kicks and throws. And Gaetti takes the curve down and in for ball 2, 2-0. Young, who was the A's number 4 draft pick in June of 1981. He's from Saginaw, Michigan. Went to Central Michigan University, where he pitched on a baseball team. And a change swung on and missed by Gaetti. 2 balls and 1 strike. Young is 26 years old, 6'1", 180-pounder. Has pretty good breaking stuff when he's throwing well. And the left-hander delivers. There's a sinking fastball fouled away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Young has not faced the Twins before this year. He's 1-1 in his career, and that win came 2 years ago, right here at the Metrodome, when he beat the Twins 1-0. He pitched 8 innings in that game. And then last year, he lost a 2-0 game to the Twins and had 1 no decision last year. Throws a fastball high and outside, so he has a full count to Gaetti right now. 3-2 as Brunansky waits on deck. Kirby Puckett leading at third as Tommy Kelly coaching down there. Wayne Terwilliger at first base. The left-hander Young into the lineup, delivers, and a swing and a drive hit into center field. Murphy is there to make the catch. Puckett will come home, and the Twins have a 1-0 lead, a fly ball. It scores the run, number 61 in RBIs for Gary Gaetti, the first run of the ball game, scoring Puckett. 2 out, nobody on, and here's Brunansky coming up, batting .273, 18 home runs and 55 runs batted in. By Young. Here's the pitch, and his fastball misses inside. Ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. And the pitch. Swinging a ground ball to third base. Hill up with it. The throw across to Bochte for the out. Third to first to play. Twins pick up a run on a hit. A triple by Kirby Puckett, and after 1 inning, the Twins won Oakland 0.
Here's some inside information on one of the newest hotels in the Radisson collection. For a limited time, they're offering an adventure weekend rate of only $42.95 per night. That's $42.95 for a Friday, Saturday, or Sunday night in one of their deluxe guest rooms. Plus, there's great entertainment, blackjack, and a chef who's able to bring you some of the finest American cuisine available. And you should see what he does for a brunch on Sunday. Which Radisson hotel? Figured you'd ask. The Radisson Hotel Fargo. Just far enough from the cities to be the perfect adventure. That's why the $42.95 for a weekend night makes it the best deal we've discovered in years. No wonder people have been calling the Radisson toll-free number or the Radisson Hotel Fargo for reservations. Oh, well, some things you can only keep to yourself for so long. For your reservations, call toll-free 1-800-228-9822. That's 1-800-228-9822. Radisson Hotel Fargo. They're taking care of business even on weekends.
Hardware Hank has good news for owners of septic tanks and cesspools. Just one treatment with Robic absolutely prevents the clogging of septic tanks and cesspools for a full year or your money back. And Hank's got it for just $4.99 a quart. It's safe, easy, and economical. Avoid costly repairs. Get Robic, R-O-E-B-I-C. Septic tank treatment now at participating Hardware Hank stores.
Once again, the severe thunderstorm watch for parts of eastern South Dakota and southern Minnesota have been canceled, although it remains in effect for parts of northern Iowa until 9 p.m. this Friday evening.
Now the first baseman, number 14, Bruce Bochte, will lead it off, batting .271, has 5 homers and 26 runs batted in. Carney Lansford on deck. Dwayne Murphy to follow. And also to follow here in a few moments will be a station break. Bert Blyleven retiring the side 1-2-3 in the first inning, 2 on strikes. Play Bochte just a shade to the left, and he takes a strike in the outside corner. No balls and 1 strike. Bruce Bochte has had 5 hits in his last 11 times up. Swings just a little over to the left side of the infield, grabbed by Gaetti, flips it over to Hetcher for the out. Bochte bouncing out. Gaetti to Mickey Hatcher, and right now we'll pause 10 seconds for station identification where you hear the Twins.
This is your big friend in the Midwest for sports and weather. WNAX Yankton, South Dakota. Currently 73 degrees under partly cloudy skies at 8 o'clock.
Number 4, Carney Lansford will lead it up. Will come up here with 1 out. Lansford hitting 284, 10 homers, 42 RBIs, being used as a DH, and he looks at an inside fastball from Blyleven. Ball 1. Blyleven is 15 and 17 in his career with Oakland. Delivers an inside fastball. It's ball 2. Ball 2 and no strikes. And the windup and the pitch. Lansford looks at a strike on the outside corner. 2-1. Up and the pitch to Lansford. Swung on a bouncing ball out to Gagne. He grabs it, throws to first base in time. Ball took a really big bounce. Gags had to go up for it, made the play. Over to first, 2 down. Will bring up number 21, Dwayne Murphy. I mentioned earlier that Blyleven hasn't had a lot to work with as far as runs the last 2 games. His last Sunday, lost 4-1 to the Yankees. The time before that, at Tiger Stadium, Detroit defeated the Twins 3-0. So they've only scored for 1 run in 2 games, so that 1 run in the first inning tonight must look awfully big. Dwayne Murphy, who has been on the disabled list a good part of this year with a herniated disc, takes a curved strike from Bert. Murphy hitting 244, 3 homers, and 19 runs batted in. Left-handed batting, Dwayne Murphy. Had just 160 at-bats so far this year. And the pitch. Takes the curve inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Twins leading 1-0 in the top of the second with 2 out and nobody on. Bert has retired the first 5 A's batters. There's the windup and the pitch. Swung on a high fly ball into right field. Brunansky backing up, and he makes the catch on the warning track, about 2 steps in front of the canvas. Murphy with a high fly ball to Tom Brunansky. So again, it's 3 up, 3 down for Oakland. Inning and a half, the Twins 1, the A's nothing.
Hello, truckers. Greetings from Allen's Truck Plaza, where our priority is to keep clean, quality Phillips 66 fuels at low prices. How about a Turkey Club Deluxe sandwich, a bowl of homemade soup and chili, and a piece of fresh homemade banana cream pie to finish the meal? Doesn't that sound good? Buy 500 gallons of fuel and get a free 12-ounce T-bone steak. We carry a good supply of new and used truck tires. Stop in and say hello. We want your business. Allen's Truck Plaza, 3 miles north on U.S. Highway 81, Yankton, South Dakota.
Hello there. Iowa Technical College. Today.
Second inning, it'll be Laudner, Smalley, and Hatcher against lefty Curt Young. Laudner hitting 263, 7 homers, 21 runs batted in. Young into the windup, and the first pitch to Laudner's a strike on the outside corner. 0-1. Left-handed Curt Young, who has been up with Oakland dating back to 1983. And a strike on the outside corner again to Tim Laudner. It's 0-2. He has been up and down starting in 1983. Had a good year in 1984. He won 9 and lost only 4 with the A's. Was sidelined a good part of last season as he delivers to Laudner. Look out, it hit him. An inside fastball got away from Young, just trying to move Laudner back off the plate. He hit him with a pitch. Tim goes to first base. The Twins have a man on. Curt Young, who last year had tendonitis, didn't win a game for Oakland last year. He was 0-4 in 7 starts. Also pitched part of the year at Modesto in the California League and at Tacoma in the Pacific Coast League. And the pitch. A breaking ball strike to Roy Smalley, batting .259. Roy hitting number 6 in the order, 16 home runs and 41 runs batted in. Batting right-handed, he has only had 43 at-bats with 8 hits, 4 doubles, 2 homers and 2 singles. Twins leading 1-0 in the bottom of the second as Young sets and throws. Change-up lined out into center field, and Murphy makes the catch. As Roy is saying, the trade hit that one a little too good. It stayed up. A line drive at the center field of Dwayne Murphy. One away, and here's Hatcher. Mickey Hatcher batting .244 with a homer and 16 RBIs. Kent Hubert, who has a sore wrist, being kept out of the lineup tonight against the left-handed Curt Young. Mickey Hatcher will be followed here by Lombardozzi and then Greg Gagne. Laudner aboard, 1 out. Bruce Bochte holding with him. And Young delivers a sinking fastball strike on the outside corner. 0-1. Strike to Hatcher. They play Mickey towards right in the outfield. And the pitch comes in, and there goes the runner, and it's a ground ball backhanded by Hill. The throw to first base gets Hatcher, and Laudner goes to second. They set him down, and Hatcher grounds out to third. Nice play by Donnie Hill. He had to actually backhand the ball going towards the line and make the throw to first. As the Twins were hitting and running, and now Lombardozzi, who is number 8 batter tonight, hitting .253 with 7 homers and 26 runs batted in. Steve Lombardozzi, who leads the American League second baseman in fielding average, made only 5 errors all year. Right now with Laudner on second and 2 out, Young kicks and throws. Breaking ball is lined to left, hooking foul. Down towards the home team bullpen. 1 strike to Lombardozzi, got a little in front of that ball breaking in on him. 1 strike to count. Tomorrow night in game number 2 will be Joaquin Andujar for the A's and Mike Smithson for the Twins. And, of course, the old-timers game at 6 o'clock. That pits the 1965 pennant-winning Twins against another team of Twins alumni. Now the pitch. Fastball high and outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Coach Tommy Kelly will be one member of the Twins alumni that will play against the American League Championship team of 1965. Here's the pitch by Young. A change-up. Hit on the ground is short. Up with it, Griffin. The throw over to Bochte, and Lombardozzi's out to retire the side. Short the first to play. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 left after 2. The Twins won. Oakland, nothing. Twins leading 1-0. Here we go to the 3rd inning, and for more play-by-play, we'll get right over to Joe Angel.
All right, thank you, Herb. And Mike Davis will lead off for Oakland. He'll be followed by Mickey Tettleton and then Alfredo Griffin. Bottom of the A's order. Here's a pitch. Called strike. 0-1. Mike Davis. A's right fielder, hitting a .255 on the year. 11 home runs and 35 RBIs. Blyleven ready. Here's a pitch. A changeup is swung on and missed. Boy, had Davis way out in front. No balls and 2 strikes. The count. Blyleven that time with a classic pulling of the string on the mound. Middle of the infield backed up and around to the right. Here's the pitch. Davis swings, and he popped it up in foul ground behind the seats behind that third base dugout. Got saves at no balls and 2 strikes. Mike Davis, his last 15 games, 17 hits in 47 at-bats. 5 for 14 against the Twins this season. Here's the pitch. And he takes a changeup for a call. Strike 3. Again, Blyleven took something off that one. Davis looked at it and strikes out. Blyleven now with 3 strikeouts in the game. 1 away. It'll bring up the catcher, Mickey Tettleton. Tettleton, who has had only 2 hits against the Twins this season, 2 for 18. Blyleven into his motion. Here's a pitch, and he picks up a called strike. So Blyleven getting ahead of the hitters here. Overall, Tettleton is only 1 for his last 13 at-bats. Here's the pitch. He takes outside. Count even up at 1-1. Twins 1 and the A's nothing. Underway in the third, one away. Tettleton, batting average of 198, has a couple of home runs and 15 RBIs. Here's a pitch. In there, a call strike. Boy, Blyleven early in the game, changing speeds quite often and doing a good job. Now the windup and the 1-2 pitch on the way. Fastball sails high and outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Gaetti, Gagne, Lombardozzi, and Hatcher in the infield. Boy, Gagne came up with a beauty of a play when he gunned down Lansford. He got Canseco in the first inning as well. Real good play on Canseco as he backhanded the ball deep in the hole, made a good throw. Blyleven looks in for a sign as Tettleton digs in. Here's the pitch. Fouled away. Back here out of play. Well back in the seats. There's the 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the pitch. Good breaking ball. He got him looking. Boy, he mesmerized him. Got a couple of called third strikes in the third. Blyleven now with 4 strikeouts. That was a dandy right there. Tettleton took it. Now Griffin will come up. Griffin, a batting average of 283, has a couple of home runs and 33 RBIs on the year. Gaetti very shallow at third. Here's the pitch. Griffin swings and he loops it towards left. Billy Beane in the gap to make the catch. That's the Beane ball out there. Griffin gone on 1 pitch. Blyleven has retired 9 straight. At the end of 2.5, 1-0 Twins.
Until 9 p.m. Central Daylight Time.
Right, left-hander Curt Young go to work for the A's. Here on the bottom half of inning number 3, he'll pitch to Greg Gagne, who'll lead off. Then it'll be the top of the order, Kirby Puckett and Billy Beane. Gagne, 242 batting average on the year, 4 home runs and 28 RBIs. He takes nine outside, ball 1. Curt Young, 26 years of age, 6'1", he weighs 180, 3rd year in the major leagues. Left-hander ready, and a 1-0 delivery. Gagne swings and misses. Good off-speed delivery. But Gagne was out in front. The count even up at 1-1. Young drafted in the 4th round by the A's back in June of 1981. Now the 1-1 pitch to Gagne is swung on and fisted foul on the screen behind the plate. That time Gagne got jammed. And it looked like he had a pretty good swing. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Of course, we mentioned all season, Blyleven has been giving up a lot of home runs. And you look at Curt Young last year, he was certainly hurt by the home run ball early in the season. Talk about shell shock. Here's the pitch. And he misses high and outside, a fastball. Count even up at 2-2. His first 2 starts last year, he gave up a total of 7 home runs. 4 in his first start, and then 3 more in his next start. The year before that, 1984, he had a pretty good rookie season. 1-9, lost only 4. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. He blew that one by him. So Gagne goes down on strikes. Young getting a second. 1 away. It'll bring up Kirby Puckett. Now Kirby right now is on one of his streaks. He's had 10 hits in his last 14 at-bats. He's 14 for his last 28. Right now, a batting average of .339 for Kirby, and the pitch on the way to him is swung on and driven high in the air towards right center field. Murphy is there to make the catch. So Puckett, being a very aggressive, wasting no time, flies to center with 2 outs. It'll bring up Billy Beane, I should say, Billy Beane. Billy came up with Puckett on third and nobody out in the first and struck out. back from Toledo. Here's a pitch. A swing and a miss at a good changeup. That one dipping down and away from Beane. Curt Young's got an awfully good sinker. He's also been turning it over every once in a while. Almost looks like a screwball. Here's the pitch. Then he swings and misses. The pitch that broke down and in on Beane. Young right now is really turning around Billy Beane. Low and outside, a swing and a miss. Low and inside, another swing and a miss. Now let's see what he does. Left-hander, okay's a sign, and here's the pitch. Goes away and misses out there. Beane laid off. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count. If you count his at-bats prior to being sent down to Toledo, Billy Beane has now had only 2 hits in his last 28 at-bats in the major league. There's a swing and a topper foul up behind the plate. Count remains at 1-2. A's defensively with Hill at third, Griffin the shortstop, Phillips at second, Bochte at first, Tettleton doing the catching. Canseco in left, Murphy in center, Davis in right field. All behind the left-hander, Curt Young. 1-2 straight. Young has been doing a real good job of changing speeds his last 2 starts. Here's a pitch. There's a swing and a foul ball. He got a piece of that one. That one whizzing into the seats off to the right. In fact, it landed in the Oakland dugout. They're throwing out a couple of white towels down there, giving up. It's kind of blurry, kind of a thing. You have no time at all to react. You hope it doesn't hit you in a soft spot. Or maybe you do. Now the 1-2 pitch, and Beane takes a called strike on the inside corner. And the side retired. And the Twins go 1-2-3. And at the end of 3, they lead Oakland 1-0.
A message from WNAX.
The A's will send up the top of the order in the top of the 4th inning. It'll be Phillips, be followed by Donnie Hill, and then Jose Canseco. Against right-hander Bert Blyleven has gone down 9 straight here. As the Twins have a 1-0 lead, Phillips is 0 for 1. He struck out in the first. Now the pitch on the way to Phillips, and a good breaking ball for a called strike. 0-1. Tony Phillips, batting average at .256. Of course, he got off to a tremendous start this season, and he did it against the Twins at the Oakland Coliseum. Now the 0-1 delivery. Phillips takes a fastball at the letters, a called strike 2. And Phillips can't believe it. Early in the season, Phillips was named the American League Player of the Week. One time a hit for the cycle. Against the Twins, he was 9 for 23 early in the season. The 6 walks. Here's the 0-2 pitch. The inside, he backed him off the plate. 1-2 the count. That's the thing about Tony Phillips this season. He has been drawing a lot of bases on balls. He's been walked 66 times. He's had 9 walks in his last 6 games. Last year, he walked only 13 times all season. Here's a bouncing ball to the right side, bobbled by Lombardozzi, picks it up, and he throws and gets him anywhere. So Phillips retired 4-3. 1 away, it'll bring up Donnie Hill. They say that Tony Phillips is getting a lot more walks this season, but really, in a way, that has had a negative effect on his offense. The fact that he is taking a lot more pitches. Consequently, he has taken a lot of called third strikes as well. And it's also taken away a little bit of his aggressiveness. Now Donnie Hill is 0 for 1. He struck out, and he takes a called strike. Boy, Blyleven delivering a lot of first pitch strikes. Gaetti again very shallow at third as Blyleven goes into his motion. Here's a pitch. A changeup is waved at. And that time he made Donnie Hill look miserable up there. Donnie Hill swung. And then about 15 minutes later, the pitch crossed the plate. I guess you could say he got fooled. Hill's got to be thinking about that right now. As Blyleven winds and delivers. And low and inside. He missed almost in the dirt. That time Blyleven wasting one, and the count 1-2. Donnie Hill hitting at .293, has a couple of home runs and 16 RBIs. He had 7 hits in his last 18 at-bats. And he gets a call, strike 3, a fastball on the inside corner. Boy, Blyleven not only doing an outstanding job of changing speeds, but his location has been superb. That's a pretty tough combination to beat. The 2 outs, Blyleven now with 5 strikeouts. It'll bring up Jose Canseco. And to give you an indication of how effective Blyleven has been so far, 3 of his 5 strikeouts have been looking. Canseco is 0 for 1, a ground to short, swings and he sends a fly ball up that right field line. The ball drifting into foul territory and falls out of play. Back in the corner in right field. So the count 0-1. Jose Canseco hitting a .262, 23 home runs, 83 RBIs. He has had a superb rookie campaign. 83 RBIs, leads the major leagues. He's on a pace of 129 RBIs for his rookie year. That is really superb. Here's a pitch. Good breaking ball. Big bender, caught the outside corner. No balls and 2 strikes to Canseco. Well, Blyleven so far has been absolutely mesmerizing out there. Veteran right-hander looks in for a sign. Canseco digs in, crouching at the plate. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball. Canseco had ID as he took it low and outside. 1-2 the count. Bruce Bochte waiting on deck. Canseco, who has not had a home run his last 14 games. Now Blyleven winds and deals. Changeup is swung on and missed, and he struck him out. See you later. Blyleven with a couple of strikeouts in the inning and 6 in the game. He's retired 12 straight. We go to the bottom of the 4th. 1-0 Twins. All right, here we go in the bottom of the 4th inning. It'll be Gary Gaetti, Tom Brunansky, and then Tim Laudner coming up for the Twins against left-hander Curt Young. And we'll give you a station break in a moment here. As Young ready and delivers, Gaetti swings and he sends a fly ball hit to deep center field. Murphy backing up, still backing up, and you can wave it bye-bye, Gaetti. Gary Gaetti hitting a line drive over the canvas in somewhat left center field. Gaetti with his 22nd, his 62nd RBI. Twins in front 2-0. As Gaetti got all of that one, that didn't get very much height on it. In fact, had he pulled the ball just a hair, would have hit the glass in left center. That'll bring up Tom Brunansky. Here's a pitch, and Brunansky swings, and he popped it up behind first base. Bochte is there and makes a fair ball catch. Just inside the foul line, 1 away. Brunansky gone on 1 pitch. That'll bring up Tim Laudner. Twins now with 137 home runs this season. Gary Gaetti has now had 3 of his 22 home runs against A's pitching. And now Young will go to work on Tim Laudner. Laudner was hit by a pitch and was stranded in the 2nd inning. He swings and he popped it up behind second base. Shallow center now. Now the second baseman, Tony Phillips, is out there to make the catch. And that's out number 2. We'll pause here 10 seconds for station identification where you hear the Twins.
This is your 24-hour big friend in the Midwest. Our call letters are WNAX, Yankton, South Dakota, at 8:32, partly cloudy skies and 73 degrees.
Angel and Herb Carney back at the Metrodome in the bottom of the 4th inning. Twins in front 2-0 with 2 gone, and Roy Smalley coming up to hit. Gary Gaetti with both RBIs in this one. He had a fly ball to drive in a run in the 1st. And now the home run in the 4th. Here's the pitch. And he takes it low and outside. Ball 1. Gaetti with 22 home runs, his career high, of course, 25 home runs, the Twins in 1982. So he will surpass that. As Smalley takes outside again, ball 2, 2-0. Smalley hit the ball sharply his first time up, but he lined to center. He swings and he chops it foul off to the left. That ball bouncing in and out of the Twins dugout. So the count 2-1. Smalley hitting at 259 on the year, 16 home runs and 41 RBIs. Roy, who has had 6 hits in his last 39 at-bats, so he is slowed down considerably. Twins in front, 2-0. Young, okay's the sign. Left-hander delivers. Smalley takes a breaking ball low and inside. Count 3-1. On deck, Mickey Hatcher. Now the windup and the 3-1 pitch on the way. Swung on and fouled back behind the plate in the seats. As Smalley takes it to a 3-2 count. Now Smalley digs in. Here's the payoff on the way. There's a high drive, but he pulled it foul down the left field line. He had the distance, but he pulled it foul. They'll do it again. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Same 2 teams tomorrow night, 7:35. It'll be Joaquin Andujar for the A's against the tall man, Mike Smithson. Before that, of course, the old-timers game starting at 6 o'clock. That should be a very festive occasion tomorrow night. Smalley takes low and inside. He walked him. Ball 4. Smalley gets a base on balls. 2 outs. It'll bring up Mickey Hatcher. First walk issued by Curt Young. And, of course, on Sunday, it'll be the Twins and the A's again, a 1:15 start. Dave Stewart for Oakland against left-hander Frank Viola. Frankie will be looking for win number 12 on the year. That'll be on Sunday afternoon. So plan to be here if you can. Here's the pitch. Hatcher swings and he lines a base hit to center field. Smalley on his way to second. And stopping there as Murphy gets it back in. Hatcher comes up with a 2-out single. Twins have a couple of runners on here with 2 gone, and Steve Lombardozzi will come up to see what he can do. Lombo's 0 for 1. He grounded to short. Now you can see Hatcher still being a groin injury. Mickey not going at full speed, but he hit that one sharply. Steve Lombardozzi. 4 for his last 9 at-bats. Lombo continues to lead all second basemen in the American League in fielding percentage. As Young looks at second, here's the pitch. Lombo takes down too low. Ball 1. Twins in front here, 2-0 in the bottom of inning number 4. First of a 3-game set. Twins have out-hit Oakland 3-0. As Young looks in for a sign again, Lombardozzi with that semi-open stance. Here's the pitch. And he takes one in the dirt, getting away from Tettleton, and both runners move up. Smalley going to third, with Hatcher going to second base. Now with runners on second and third, a single could really pad the Twins' lead. Now Dave Duncan, the Oakland pitching coach, is going out to talk to Curt Young. Greg Gagne is in the on-deck circle. Lombardozzi has a count of 1-1. Conversation continues out there. The Oakland bullpen has been quiet, so no doubt a strategic conversation now taking place. And the big guy, plate umpire Ken Kaiser, goes out there to hurry things along. Twins have runners on second and third with a run in. They lead 2-0. Smalley's at third, Hatcher's at second. And now Kaiser breaks up that conversation. Young will go back to work on Lombardozzi. Lombardozzi, .253 batting average, 7 home runs and 26 RBIs. 1 ball and 1 strike. Young okays the sign. And here's the pitch. Lombardozzi shot a fair ball over third. That's going to drive into. Smalley comes in to score. Here's Hatcher scoring. The throw coming into second base, and Lombardozzi has a stand-up double as he hit a shot just inside the bag at third into the left field corner. Lombardozzi with a couple of RBIs. He now has 28, and the Twins lead at 4-0. That'll bring up Greg Gagne. Had to wait for third base umpire Terry Cooney to make the call. He got a little bit crossed up behind third base. He got himself spun around as he tried to avoid getting hit by that ball. Here's the pitch to Gagne. He takes low and outside. Ball 1. And then he finally made the fair ball call, and Lombardozzi winds up with a 2-bagger and a couple of RBIs. Gagne's 0 for 1. He struck out. Twins lead 4-0 in the bottom of the 4th inning. And here's the pitch. Gagne takes a change-up for a call strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. Gagne struck out. .242 batting average, 4 home runs and 28 RBIs. Only 1 for his last 14 at-bats. Now the left-hander delivers, and Gagne takes just inside, maybe a bit low. 2-1. Lombardozzi, getting his lead at second base, has had 5 hits in his last 10 at-bats. Young ready, looks at Lombo. Here's the pitch. High and outside. 3-1 to Gagne. On deck is Kirby Puckett. And still the Oakland bullpen remains quiet. Gagne, who is only 2 for 19 against Oakland pitching this season. Here's the pitch. He swings and he fouls it back on the screen behind the plate. And again, Gagne looked like he had a real good swing. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Gagne had 1 stretch against the A's early in the season at the Oakland Coliseum. He struck out 5 consecutive at-bats. Young ready. Lombardozzi getting his lead. Here's the pitch. Gagne swings and he lines it foul down the left field line. That ball landing in the bullpen down there, scattering members of the Twins bullpen. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Greg Gagne. Donnie Hill, Alfredo Griffin, Tony Phillips, and Bruce Bochte in the Oakland infield with Tettleton behind the plate, flashing signs. Young, the left-hander, says yes at the belt. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball, he struck him out. Gagne swings and misses, and the side retired. Twins come up with 3 runs. On 3 hits, they leave 1, and at the end of 4, it's 4-0 Twins. In the 5th, the A's will send up Bochte, Lansford, and Murphy against Blyleven, and back with the play-by-play. Let's get back to Herb Carneal.
All right, thank you, Joe. Now again, everybody, and the first pitch low to Bochte for a ball. He tapped out to Gaetti in the 2nd inning, leading off. Lansford to follow here, and then Dwayne Murphy. Blyleven into the lineup delivers, and Bochte takes a strike on the outside corner. Started to swing, changed his mind, and Ken Kaiser called it on him. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bert Blyleven, who has had 4 perfect innings with a half dozen strikeouts, struck out Phillips and Hill in the 1st inning. Davis and Tettleton in the 3rd. Hill and Canseco last inning. And Bochte a check swing foul down and back. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Twins 4 runs, 4 hits, and no errors in Oakland. Nothing across after the first 4 innings. Bert Blyleven trying to even his record up at 10-10 on the year. 9-10 thus far in 86. There's a fastball high and outside. Ball 2 and strike 2. Outfield fanning out to the left for the left-handed batting Bruce Bochte. Formerly with California, Cleveland, and Seattle. Retired from baseball for 1 year, and here's a drive into right field, a base hit, and he's the first Oakland base runner. Hit a low-line drive out of the reach of Gaetti, between Gaetti and Mickey Hatcher. A clean single for Bochte. The crowd giving Blyleven a hand after those 4 perfect innings. And I'll bring up Carney Lansford, the designated hitter. Grounded to short in the second inning. Bochte aboard and nobody out here in the top of the 5th inning. The Twins leading by 4-0. 1 run in the first inning on Puckett's triple and Gaetti's fly ball, and Gaetti with a home run. And Lombardozzi with a 2-run double in the 4th. Blyleven's pitch. Fastball fouled away by Lansford. 1 strike. Carney Lansford batting at .283. Lansford had won the American League batting title in the short season of 1981 with the Red Sox when he hit .336. Takes a fastball strike at the knees. Didn't like the call by Kaiser. Lansford crowds the plate, and Blyleven has thrown him a lot of fastballs in. That one caught the inside corner, according to Ken Kaiser, and it's 0-2. Carney Lansford, who now has been with Oakland since 1983, started his career with the Angels. Lifetime batting average of .293. Here's the pitch to him. Swinging a bouncing ball. It is backhanded by Gaetti. It throws to Lombardozzi, and safe all around. The throw pulled Lombardozzi off the bag. Bochte sliding in hard, and Steve had to go up and a little bit to the right of second base to make the catch. And Steve Palermo ruled Bochte safe. Lansford reaching. Now they have runners on first and second. That'll be an error charged to Gaetti on the throw that pulled Lombardozzi off the bag. So Oakland with a budding rally now, 2 on, nobody out, and Dwayne Murphy, number 21, the center fielder, left-handed batter coming up, hit a high fly ball that Brunansky caught on the warning track for the 3rd out in the second inning. Bluffs the bunt and takes a strike. Strike to Dwayne Murphy with Mike Davis on deck. Bochte leading at second, Carney Lansford at first. Shortstop Greg Gagne well towards second base. He's about 15 feet over there from his normal spot at short. Here's the pitch. Change outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Dwayne Murphy, who has good power, and as we mentioned earlier, been on the disabled list a good part of this year with a back ailment, a disc, and a pitch on the way. Blurt hangs the curve outside. Ball 2 and strike 1. Dwayne Murphy with 33 homers 2 years ago. Hit 20 last year. And he usually gets his cuts. Doesn't get cheated too often on his swing up there. It's Blyleven now with a count of 2 balls and 1 strike. Another left-hander, Davis, waiting on deck. 4-0, Twins leading in the 5th. As the runners lead at second and at first with nobody out, Blyleven to the set and delivers. And it's inside and low. So he gets behind Murphy now, 3-1. 3 balls and 1 strike. Looking down to take the sign from Laudner. Bochte leading at second. Lansford at first. And the pitch. And a late swing by Murphy. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Blyleven with 1-0 decision against the A's this year. He has not lost to Oakland since June the 13th, 1984. And he lost a tough game in that one pitching for Cleveland. He got beat 3-1, his last loss to Oakland. Here's the pitch. He's won 3 in a row since then as Murphy fouls it back. Count holds at 3-2. Bert Blyleven with 221 lifetime wins, making his 523rd Major League start tonight. bluff move to second. Ball 3 and strike 2. The runner's getting the lead now. Bochte at second. Lansford at first. And the pitch. Murphy swings and he misses a pitch down and away. And Blyleven comes up with his 7th strikeout. That is number 29.99. And strikeouts for Bert Blyleven. Here's Davis, number 16. The A's right fielder. Called out on strikes on an off-speed pitch in the 3rd inning as the leadoff batter. One out now. The Twins still playing for the double play as Gagne shades well over towards second. The outfield playing a little bit maybe towards left field on Davis, though he's a left-handed batter. And he peels the foul back to the screen on the first pitch. 1 strike. Davis, a .254 hitter with 11 home runs. Davis also with pretty good power, hit 24 over the course of last season. Blyleven looking for the sign from Laudner. Okays it. Checks his runners, delivers. And a pitch outside, a ball. 1-1. Catcher Mickey Tettleton due up next for Oakland. Davis, the number 7 man in the batting order. 4-0. The Twins leading in the 5th. Bochte, the runner at second. Carney Lansford at first. Blyleven okays Laudner's sign. Here's the set and the pitch. Swing and a foul ball on the third base side upstairs. Now it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1-2. One ball and 2 strikes to count. The set by Blyleven. Here's the pitch on the way. A breaking ball. He struck him out. And there's number 3,000 for Bert Blyleven, the 10th pitcher ever to record 3,000 strikeouts in a major league career. Bert Blyleven with his 3,000th strikeout. Got him with a breaking ball. Putting it up on the message board out in left field. 3,000 strikeouts for Bert. His 8th in the game tonight. Only 9 of the pitchers have ever reached that 3,000 mark in career strikeouts. Not only a milestone, but a pretty big strikeout since Oakland has gotten 2 men on here with nobody out. He has struck out 2 left-handed batters, Murphy and Davis. And he'll bring up the switch inning catcher, number 6, Mickey Tettleton. Took a curveball for strike 3 in the 3rd inning. Tettleton, who's hitting just 197. And a little less than that, batting left-handed. Laudner running out to talk to Bert. Bert's got to be a little bit emotional right now, having reached 3,000 strikeouts in his career. Only the 10th pitcher ever to do that. Twins leading 4-0 here in the 5th. Oakland with 2 on and 2 out. There's the set and the pitch. Breaking ball is outside. Ball 1 to Tettleton, the number 8 man in the Oakland batting order. And one of the 4 switch hitters, the others being Tony Phillips, Donnie Hill, and Alfredo Griffin. Griffin on deck. Into the set goes Blyleven. Here's the pitch. And it's low and inside. Ball 2 and 0 strikes to Mickey Tettleton. Ready to go. Here's the set and the pitch. Swing and a miss. 2 balls, 1 strike. Bochte leading at second. Lansford at first. And the pitch. Swing and a foul ball. Back to the screen. Now it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-2 on Mickey Tettleton. He has already struck out 28 times in 117 at bats, so he's a candidate for another strikeout victim for Bert Blyleven. Mickey Tettleton from Oklahoma City. There's the set and the pitch. Oh, just outside. That couldn't miss by much. And now 3 balls and 2 strikes. So the runners will go here with 2 out. Bruce Bochte from second, Carney Lansford from first. Twins have the infield back now with 2 away and the outfield straight up. Laudner puts down the sign for Blyleven. Here's the set and the payoff delivery, and it is high. He walked it. Tettleton got a base on balls. The first walk given up by Bert as Bochte goes to third and Lansford to second, so the bases are loaded. And the shortstop, Alfredo Griffin, who'll be batting left-handed coming up. He flied to left in the 3rd inning. Griffin, who started the game hitting .283 left-handed, .283 right-handed. Although, like most regular players, he's been up twice as much left-handed because there are just more right-handed pitchers. And he takes the first pitch outside. Ball 1. Alfredo Griffin, who along with Jose Canseco has played every game for the Oakland A's. Kirby Puckett has played every one for the Twins. They are the only team in the league with 2 Iron Men so far. There's a foul ball backing out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike. Given Oakland some much needed help at shortstop. He's a very steady, sometimes flashy player, but plays every day, played every game last year for Toronto. And he swings at the ground ball here to Gagne at short, shovels it to Lombardozzi, and they force out Tettleton short to second to retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error, 3 left, 4.5 innings as the crowd gives a hand to Bert Blyleven. It's the Twins 4, Oakland nothing. Go to the last half of the 5th inning here at the Metrodome. The Twins will have the top of the order. Puckett, Beane, and Gaetti against left-handed Curt Young. Kirby Puckett, who hit the first pitch of the ball game, a slider on the inside part of the plate to left center for a triple. Wide out to the center fielder Murphy in the 3rd. With 4 hits off Young, who's hit a batter, walked a batter, and had 4 strikeouts. He's won 7 and lost 6. Now the left-hander winding. Here's the pitch. And he missed outside. Ball 1 to Kirby Puckett. And the lineup goes Young. Here's the pitch. A swing and a drive hit the center field. Murphy going back, reaches up over his head, and it bounces over the center field fence. A ground rule double for Puckett. He really tagged that ball, and I think Murphy, who's usually a very fine center fielder, might have underestimated that one a little bit. He went back, but the ball was over his outstretched glove hand. So Puckett has his 26th double of the year, and he has now had multiple hit games in 6 out of the last 7. That is his 15th hit in his last 31 at-bats. Ground rule double for Kirby Puckett to center field. It'll bring up Billy Beane, who has struck out twice, swinging in the 1st, called out in the 3rd. Right now we'll pause 10 seconds for station identification, where you hear the Twins.
This is your 24-hour big friend in the Midwest, WNAX, Yankton, South Dakota. Currently partly cloudy and 67 degrees.
And the pitch to Billy Beane, swung on a ground ball to 3rd. Hill chases Puckett back and throws to 1st for the out. Billy Beane, first ball hitting, is out 3rd to 1st. It'll bring up Gaetti, who's hit a fly ball to center that scored a run in the 1st inning. Hubert leading off the 4th, his 22nd homer, and he now has 62 runs batted in. Ken Hrbek, who leads the club with 70 RBIs. Gaetti with 62. Puckett has 61. And Brunansky 55. Twins leading here 4-0 in the bottom half of the fifth inning as Young looks down to Mickey Tettleton for the sign. Puckett leading at second. Tony Phillips, the second baseman, only about 4 or 5 steps to the right of the bag out there, and Bochte about 30 feet off the line at first as Young steps off. Now Tettleton wants to double check with Young. They may have rolled the signs over or changed them with Puckett on second base. You can look right up there and pick up the catcher's signs. Yankees are leading Cleveland 3-2 after 4.5 innings of the second game. The Indians took the first game 4-3. Phil Niekro won his 308th game, tying him for 12th on the all-time winner list. Phil Niekro beat Ron Guidry. The difference was Joe Carter's 17th homer. And the pitch to Gaetti is too low, ball one. Rangers beat the Brewers 7-2 in the first game at Milwaukee. O'Brien and Buechele homered. Buechele had 5 runs batted in that game. Steve Buechele. And another bluff move. Curt Young just faking a throw to second base. And it looks like they're going to get a right-hander, Bill Mooneyham, I believe, ready in the bullpen for Oakland. Here's a pitch that gets away from Tettleton, and Puckett goes to third. Kirby Puckett moving over as that pitch down and away from Gaetti. Got away from the catcher, Mickey Tettleton. Well, check the bullpen, man. It's Darrell Ackerfeldt, whom they just called up today to replace the ailing Steve Ontiveros. Ackerfeldt in the bullpen for Oakland. Now they're going to pull the infield in. And the pitch is swung on by Gaetti and fouled away. 2 balls and 1 strike. Puckett on third after the wild pitch. Gaetti now with a 2-1 count, 1 out, and the Twins already leading 4-0 in the fifth. Darrell Ackerfeldt warming up. Steve Ontiveros, should have been one of their relievers, was put on the deal with a sore elbow. And the breaking ball is low and inside, 3-1. Red Sox at home beat Kansas City today, 5-3. Gaetti takes outside, he gets a walk. Second walk given up by Young. Runners at the corners, and Brunansky, who has grounded to third and popped to first. Coming up. Toronto leading the Blue Jays. Orioles 7, Blue Jays 3 into the 9th inning. Tommy Dodd just called up, and Jim Traber, another rookie, of homer. Traber's 6 since they brought him up to replace Eddie Murray, who's on the DL. George Bell's hit number 24 for Toronto. And Tony La Russa has gone to the mound. And he has signaled that he wants the man in the bullpen, Darrell Ackerfeldt, to come on. So Young leaves after pitching 4 in the third inning. He gives up 5 hits. Walked 2, hit 1, struck out 4. So we have a pitching change right now. A break in the action coming up, but we'll be back with the play-by-play after this. Ackerfeldt will come on, number 58. He spelled his name Akerfelds. Ackerfeldt from Denver, Colorado. Attended the University of Arkansas. And he had been in the Seattle organization. He was acquired in December of 1983 as the player to be named later, a deal that brought reliever Bill Caudle to Oakland. And sent pitcher Dave Beard and catcher Bob Kearney to Seattle in December of 1983. Ackerfeldt, who had an outstanding year at Huntsville last season. Huntsville had a powerhouse in the Southern League, and this year at Tacoma in AAA ball, Ackerfeldt was 7-9 with an ERA of 4.9. He had started 20 games, allowed 137 hits in 125 innings, walked 54, fanned 81. He did win 4 of his last 5 And in his last 6 starts with the Comey, his ERA was only 2.3, so he was pitching much better the last few weeks than he did early in the year. Now the pitch to Brunansky, almost a wild pitch, a high fastball, ball 1. And that was Ackerfeld's first pitch in the majors. Big right-hander, 6'2", about 210, 24 years old. Takes the sign and delivers. And Brunansky looks at a slider on the outside corner. A breaking ball, caught the corner. 1 ball and 1 strike. Now the right-hander sets and delivers outside with a breaking ball. 2 balls and 1 strike. Twins 4 and Oakland nothing. Last half of the 5th inning with Puckett on third base and Gaetti on first, 1 out. 2 balls and 1 strike to Tom Brunansky. Hitting at 272. Here's the pitch by Ackerfeld, and it is low. Ball 3, 3-1. 3 balls and 1 strike. Ackerfeld looking down to Tettleton for the sign. The infield playing for the double play. A throw to first base, and Gaetti gets back. Takes the sign. Here's the pitch. Brunansky pops it up down the line in shallow right field. The second baseman Phillips over in foul ground. Phillips overruns the ball, and it hits behind it. Foul down the right field line in the area of the visiting bullpen. The second baseman Phillips was there, but he overran the ball a little bit, and Brunansky gets the light. 3 balls and 2 strikes now. Darrell Eckerfeldt, who was the Mariners' first draft choice in June of 1983, he was the 7th player chosen in the country that year. Looking down at Tettleton for the sign. And there goes Gaetti, a swing and a foul back. So Gaetti will have to go back, and the count's still 3-2 to Brunansky with Laudner on deck. Ackerfeld, who not only played baseball at Arkansas, also played football. Won a letter as a linebacker. Played in 2 bowl games, the Hall of Fame Bowl and the Gator Bowl. And there's a swing by Bruno and a slicing drive foul down the right field line. So the count rides along at 3 balls and 2 strikes to Tom Brunansky. Left-hander now throwing Bill Kruger in the bullpen for Oakland. 3 balls and 2 strikes to counter Brunansky. Puckett leading at third, and Gaetti at first. Here's the pitch. And it's low and outside. Brunansky gets a walk to load him up for Tim Laudner. Bases loaded, 1 out, and Laudner, who's been hit by a pitch, and pops the second coming up. Puckett on third. Gaetti on second. Brunansky on first. 1 out. Oakland playing for the double play. Phillips quite a few feet over towards second base, and the pitch to Laudner is a half swing, cost him. 1 strike. 0-1 to Laudner. Roy Smalley, the on-deck man. Ackerfeld's working out of the set with the bases loaded, delivers, and a breaking pitch low and outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Dave Leeper warming up in the bullpen for Oakland. They're carrying 11 pitchers on their staff right now. Only 4 extra men as far as hitters. And a fastball is outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. So a big pitch coming right here to Laudner with a count, 2 balls and 1 strike. The base is loaded. And 1 out. And the pitch is swung on, line drive into right center field. That's going to be in there for a base hit. And it's cut off. Now it rolls all the way to the fence. It got by Davis. Puckett has scored. Gaetti's around third. and here comes Brunansky to the plate, and Brunansky is safe. He missed the plate on the first try, but he got the plate on the second try. Tettleton arguing that he had tagged Brunansky, but Kaiser said, nope, you missed him. Even though Bruno missed the plate, he got it on the second try, and he has scored the third run on a two-base hit to right center field by Tim Laudner. A bases-clearing double by Laudner. His 8th double, his 22nd, 23rd, 24th RBIs, and the Twins now lead it 7-0. Tim Laudner, who drilled a line drive in the right center field, it bounced just by Mike Davis, the right fielder, all the way to the canvas. So Laudner's on second now, and here's Smalley up. He is lined to center and walked. Batting left-handed against Ackerfeld. And the pitch is a strike in the inside corner. The starter, Curt Young, will be charged with the first 6 runs. Number 7 is charged to Ackerfeld, who's given up a walk and a double to the two men he's faced. 1 strike now to Roy Smalley, and Leeper, the left-hander, in the bullpen. And the pitch. Swing and a miss at a sinking fastball. 0-2. Twins now with back-to-back 3-run innings. Ackerfeld's out of the set, delivers, and his fastball misses outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. This inning, the Twins aided by a pair of bases on balls and 2 doubles. Laudner leading at second. 1 man out, 1 ball and 2 strikes to Roy Smalley. Here's the pitch on the way, and a breaking pitch is called strike 3. And Roy has a parting verbal shot at Ken Kaiser as he walks away. 2 down, and it'll bring up Hatcher, who has grounded to third and single to center. Twins now have scored 7 runs on 6 hits. Ackerfeld, the right-hander, delivers, and Hatcher takes a strike on the outside corner. Playing Mickey towards right in the outfield, and the right-hander Ackerfeld throws low and outside. A ball, 1-1. Laudner with 3 RBIs now with that double. Gaetti has 2 on a home run and a fly ball, and Lombardozzi has 2 RBIs on a double. And the pitch. Mickey Hatcher, it's a bouncing ball towards the hole. It's gloved by Hill, the third baseman, over to Bochte for the out. Third to first to play, and the Twins score 3 runs on 2 hits. Leave 1, and after 5, the Twins 7, Oakland nothing.
Your Dodge dealer can hardly wait because the all-new 87 Dodge Dakota and Dodge Shadow are on the way. But that means they've got to make room, and that means clearance time. Time for you to get great deals on a wide assortment of 86 Dodge cars and trucks. Buy a Dodge Lancer ES and get 5.5 financing or $1,500 cash back. Select Dodge Charger and get 5.5 financing or $400 cash back. Looking for a truck? Well, with any new full-size 86 Dodge Van Wagon or Ram Charger, you'll get 5.5 financing or $500 to $750 cash back. All new full-size 86 Dodge pickups give you 5.5 financing or $900 to $1,150 cash back. And with our tough Ram 50 pickup, you'll get 5.6 financing. 5.5 and 5.6 annual percentage rate financing is for qualified buyers through Chrysler Credit Corporation. You must take delivery from stock, but you may use cash back towards your down payment. Ask for details. It's clearance time. Time for great deals right now at your Dodge dealer.
If opportunities for the future haven't been exactly growing on trees since you graduated from high school, take a look at what the Army has to offer. Over 300 skills to choose from, a good starting salary if you qualify, with food, lodging, and medical paid for, and the opportunity to grow. Bring them your growth potential. They'll get it growing. They're in the yellow pages under recruiting.
All that you can see. Find the future in the Army.
Paid for by the U.S. Army.
This was for all that you do.
Having friends over tonight to listen to our favorite team.
Great. I'll pack a suitcase.
Are you expecting a long game?
A Budweiser suitcase. 24 ice-cold opportunities to enjoy Budweiser's clean, crisp taste.
You bring a Bud suitcase, and you can bet we'll help you unpack it. You understand? Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Number 2, Tony Phillips will lead it off. He struck out in the first inning, grounded out to Lombardozzi in the fourth. Over is Ronnie Newman between innings, serenading Mr. John Morgan, 73 years young today. Here's the windup by Bert and the pitch to Phillips. High, ball one. Detroit at Chicago, Walt Terrell had the White Sox shut out. For 5 innings, they've scored 4 in the 6th. Homers by Greg Walker and Jerry Harrison. It's now 5-4 Detroit after 6. As Phillips looks at a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Left-handed against Blyleven, who got out of a big jam last inning and delivers. It is a bit low. Ball 2 and strike 1. Hayes last inning had 2 on, none out. Bert struck out Murphy and Davis. Davis is 3,000th career strikeout victim. Tettleton walked, but Griffin hit into a force out to retire the side. Ball 2 and strike 1 now to Tony Phillips. Donnie Hill and Jose Canseco to follow. As Blyleven swings into the windup, delivers, and a swing and a foul. High in the air, drifting down the left field line over towards the seats, and that ball will be just out of play. Billy Beane giving it a chase. Lands in the seats, and it's 2-2. Twins 7 runs, 6 hits, 1 error. Oakland no runs, 1 hit, and 1 error. Pittsburgh beat the Cardinals 4-0 behind Rick Roden on a 5-hitter by Roden. He's 11-6. Jim Morrison hit his 13th homer. Roden's ERA now is 2.1. Jimmy Matthews the loser. There's a foul ball over on the third base side. Still 2-2 to Tony Phillips. 6th inning in New York, where the game was delayed by rain. The Mets lead Montreal 3-1 after 5 to White Gooden. 10-4 against Floyd Yeomans. 10-6. And the Cubs and the Phillies are tied at 3 now in the last of the 10th at Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia. There's a strike on the inside corner. Phillips is rung up by Ken Kaiser. 9 strikeouts for Bert Blyleven tonight. Number 3001 in his career. And here's Donnie Hill, who has struck out twice, swinging in the first inning, called out in the fourth. Batting left-handed, looks at a strike. The Cubs, the Mets, Philadelphia game, Dunston and Jordy Davis have homered for the Cubs. Mike Schmidt, number 23 for the Phillies, and also Glenn Wilson has homered. There's a change right outside the hill, 1-1. Later on, Houston at San Diego. The Reds are at Los Angeles, and the Braves are scheduled at San Francisco tonight. There's a windup by Blyleven, the pitch, and it's outside and low. A ball 2, strike 1 count to Donnie Hill. Twins 7, Oakland nothing in the top of the 6th with 1 out and nobody on. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Oakland started the game tonight hitting .253 as a team, 10 points less than the Twins. Oakland had hit 96 home runs. Counting Gaetti tonight, the Twins have hit 137. Ball 2 and strike 2. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss at a curveball. He struck him out. Number 10 for Blyleven. He's gotten 2 in the first inning, 2 in the third, 2 in the fourth, 2 in the fifth, and 2 here in the 6th. He missed in the second inning, but has gotten 2 in each other inning. Now Canseco, who has grounded a short on a nice play in the hole by Gagne in the first inning, and Canseco struck out in the fourth. Number 33, the Major League leader in RBIs with 83, and he swings and fouls it back. And one strike. George Bell, who has homered for Toronto tonight, has at least 79 RBIs, 4 behind Canseco. Here's a windup by Bert and the pitch, and it is low a ball. Jesse Barfield of Toronto leads the league in homers with 26. Canseco, Mike Pagliarulo, and Herbeck 23, and Bell tonight has moved into second place. He was in that second place tie with Canseco, Pagliarulo, and Herbeck, but Bell now has 24 home runs. There's a change up high and inside. 2-1 to Canseco. Barfield leading the league with 26. His teammate Bell with 24 home runs. Then Pagliarulo, Canseco, and Herbeck 23. Ball 2 and strike 1. Here's Blyleven with a pitch. Swing and a foul. Back out of play. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Canseco already has fanned 123 times this year and 395 at bats. But he has been Oakland's big run producer. There's the windup by Bert and the pitch. Breaking ball outside. Full count now. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Game number 2 tomorrow night. Joaquin Andujar, 6-3. Got a pull hamstring this year. Has kept him sidelined for a while. Andujar against Mike Smithson, 8-9 tomorrow. Of course, the old-timers game at 6 o'clock. 1965 pennant-winning Twins against Twins alumni at 6. There's a bouncing ball. It's to Hubert to Gagne. He has it, throws it to Hatcher in time for the auto 1-2 for inning. 5.5, the Twins, 7, the A's, nothing.
Super deals. That's what you'll find on Case IH equipment at Hesse's Incorporated, Crofton, Nebraska. Hesse's has just a few tractors left at big discounts. Plus Case IH combine cross crushers, 1620 combines, and one of the few remaining 1460 combines in the country. Hesse's also carries Case IH parts and used machinery like these combines, a 915D, 2815D, 744 cornhead, IHC 715G, 715D, IHC 315, and tractors like the 4586, 3588, and 1570. Hesse's Case IH in Crofton.
This is Win Speece, your neighbor lady, inviting you to join us at 9:30 each Friday morning for a special Sunshine Recipe of the Week. Visit your Sunshine Food Market. Pick up Friday's recipe along with many other great consumer tips, ideas for meal and party planning from Betty Filer, Sunshine's home economist. Check out Sunshine's everyday low prices and weekly coupon specials. There's a Sunshine Market nearby, so shop in Sunshine today for your money's worth.
Madam Zelda, what does the future hold?
German shepherds will acquire the power of speech and seize control of Congress.
Great.
Isuzu will have a truck sale that pays your first 3 payments.
Yeah.
On any pickup.
Yeah, and I suppose I can arrange the loan with the bank of my choice, too.
You're psychic.
Really? Don't miss the Isuzu pickup sale. We'll pay your first 3 monthly payments on any pickup. Some restrictions apply, so your participating Isuzu dealer for details.
Their finest hour, the 8 o'clock news report with Bob Hill, 8:25 sports with Norm Hilton, and first line reports from CBS, all on WNAX.
Now here come the Twins. Steve Lombardozzi will lead it off. He's grounded a short, had a 2-run double, and takes the fastball inside. Ball 1. Gagne on deck, and then Puckett. Into Darrell Eckerfeld, just called up to replace the injured Steve Ontiveros. Delivers, and it is 2-0. Curt Young charged with 6 runs in 4 1/3 innings, the Oakland starter. 5 hits, walked 2, hit 1, struck out 4. And the pitch is low to Lombardozzi, 2 balls and 1 strike. The windup and the pitch. Strike on the outside corner with a fastball. 2-2. in our hits count tonight. 6 hits that produced 7 runs. And Lombardozzi fouls the next pitch back, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. By Ackerfeld in the pitch, swing and a foul. He fought that pitch off. Almost got it by him. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Win so far with 6 hits, 3 doubles, a triple, and a home run. 1 single. That was by Mickey Hatcher in the 4th inning. Here's the pitch. Strike 3. And Lombardozzi's rung up a fastball at the knees. So Ackerfeld gets his 2nd strikeout. 1 down in the twin 6. It'll bring up Gagne, who struck out in the 3rd and again in the 4th against the left-handed Curt Young. Greg made a fine play on Canseco to rob him with a hit in the 1st inning. Greg going deep in the hole, grabbing the ball, making the long throw to get him at first base. And Ackerfeld delivers. Gagne takes a strike, a breaking ball at the knees, 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. Outfield playing Gagne more or less as a left-handed pull hitter. And the big right-hander Ackerfeld throws it outside, a breaking ball, 1-1. Yankees and the Indians in the 2nd game are tied at 3 in the 6th. Cleveland winning the 1st game 4-3. And the pitch on the way. There's a strike on the outside corner, 1-2. Kirby Puckett waiting on deck. The surprising Cleveland Indians. And now 7 over 500 for the year, 54-47. Here's the pitch. Outside of ball. 2-2 to Greg Gagne. Goes Ackerfeld. Here's the pitch. Gagne hit the ground ball to short. Up with it is Griffin. The throw on to first base for the out. Short to first to play. Gagne hit it sharply, but right at Griffin. So there were 2 down. Will bring up Kirby Puckett, who tripled on the first pitch in the 1st inning and scored on Gaetti's fly to center. Kirby fly to center in the 3rd, doubles to center in the 5th. Baltimore has beaten the Blue Jays 7-3 at Toronto. So Baltimore moves to the 2nd place ahead of the Yankees. The Orioles now trail the Red Sox by 4.5. The Yankees are 5 out. There's a ground ball into right field, and Puckett has his 3rd hit. A ground ball between Phillips and Bochte. So Kirby is 3 for 4. Puckett, who now has whacked out 12 hits in his last 19 times up. 6 multiple hit games out of the last 7. And a swing and a miss by Billy Beane, and the pitch out away from him. Billy has struck out twice and grounded to 3rd. Outside of ball, 1-1. One ball, 1 strike to Billy Beane. Puckett on first and 2 out. And the pitch a little bit low. Ball 2 and strike 1. Kirby Puckett, who had a 3-hit game in each of the series against Seattle and another 3-hit game here tonight against Oakland, as Beane takes outside the ball. It's 3-1 now. Station break coming up here in a moment. With Puckett on first, 2 out, and Billy Beane with a 3-ball, 1 strike count. There's the set and the pitch, and it's low and outside. Beane gets a walk. Puckett goes to second, and we'll pause 10 seconds for station identification where you hear the twins.
You hear the Twins right here on your 24-hour big friend in the Midwest, WNAX, Yankton, South Dakota, at 9:31, partly cloudy skies and 66 degrees.
Now Gary Gaetti, who drove in a run with a fly ball to center in the first, homered leading off the fourth inning, his 22nd homer, and walked in the fifth, so he's officially 1 for 1. Swings at the high fly ball into center field. It's deep, but he got it a little underneath there, and waiting for it is Murphy in medium deep center, makes the catch. No runs, 1 hit, and 2 left. After 6 innings, the Twins 7, Oakland nothing.
Your Dodge dealer can hardly wait because the all-new 87 Dodge Dakota and Dodge Shadow are on the way. But that means they've got to make room, and that means clearance time. Time for you to get great deals on a wide assortment of 86 Dodge cars and trucks. Buy a Dodge Lancer ES and get 5.5 financing or $1,500 cash back. Select Dodge Charger and get 5.5 financing or $400 cash back. Looking for a truck? Well, with any new full-size 86 Dodge Van Wagon or Ram Charger, you'll get 5.5 financing or $500 to $750 cash back. All new full-size 86 Dodge pickups give you 5.5 financing or $900 to $1,150 cash back. And with our tough Ram 50 pickup, you'll get 5.6 financing. 5.5 and 5.6 annual percentage rate financing is for qualified buyers through Chrysler Credit Corporation. You must take delivery from stock, but you may use cash back towards your down payment. Ask for details. It's clearance time. Time for great deals right now at your Dodge dealer.
If your car's belts are 4 years old or older, Carquest Auto Parts stores in Gage suggest it's time for a change. After 4 years, even the best belts can go at any time, no matter how they look. So replace them with quality Gage belts from Carquest. Carquest and Gage. We make it easy for you to feel good about your car. When doing stretching exercises to improve your flexibility, don't bounce. Stretch gently and slowly for a count of 10. Relax and repeat the stretch. Feel tension but not pain. A tip from WNAX.
Well, at the Metrodome tonight after 6, the Twins with 7 runs on 7 hits, 1 error. Oakland, no runs, 1 hit, and 1 error. The only hit off Bert Blyleven, a leadoff single by Bruce Bochte in the 5th inning. Bert with 10 strikeouts thus far. And we go to the 7th inning. It'll be Bochte, Lansford, and Murphy. And to tell us about it, here's Joe Angel.
All right, Herb, thank you. And Bochte, who ended Blyleven's mini no-hit bid when he led off the 5th inning with a base hit, he takes time outside, ball 1. So Bochte 1 for 2. He is also grounded to Gaetti. Bochte, 35 years of age, 11th year in the major leagues now. As Blyleven goes into his motion, here's the pitch. Bochte takes outside a ball, 2-0. Bochte, California Angels, number 2 draft choice back in 1972. Good ball player, does a good job defensively, and has always been a very tough out. Then he takes down below the knees for ball 3, 3-0. Blyleven has been in total command, other than the 5th inning, and even then, an error led to a bases-loaded situation, but Blyleven got out of it with no damage done. And there's a call strike as Bochte takes it all the way, 3-1. Lansford on deck, and then Murphy will follow him. Twins in front, 7-0. They've out-hit the A's 7-1. Here's a pitch. In the fastball for a call strike, 3-2. Bochte hitting at .271 with 5 home runs and 26 RBIs. He's had 6 hits in his last 13 at-bats. In fact, his last 17 games, Bochte has been hitting at about a 400 clip. Now the payoff on the way. Bochte swings and he chops it foul outside of first. Saves of 3 balls and 2 strikes. Bochte came up in 1974, and his first 50 major league at-bats, Bochte had a batting average of .460. He was 23 for 50 when he first came up. Here's the pitch. And he takes a call strike 3 on the outside corner. Bochte slams the bat on the dirt just to the right of home plate in total disgust with the call. But he takes a call third strike. It'll bring up Carney Lansford, and I'm actually kind of surprised that Ken Kaiser didn't get a little more upset about that. Blyleven now with 11 strikeouts. That is a single game high for a Twin this season. Blyleven, Viola, and Heaton had each struck out 10. Blyleven doing it tonight, but now with 11 on in the game. Here's a 1-0 delivery. Lansford swings, and he hits it back on the netting behind the plate. Got even up at 1-1. Carney Lansford, 0 for 2. Ground to short. And he hit into a force out in the fifth. Lansford, a batting average of .284 with 10 home runs and 42 RBIs. Pitch on the way to him is swung on and fouled away in the air down the right field side, back in the seats, out of play. Hatcher gives up on it. Count 1-2. Lansford, who is now 29 years old, in his 9th season. Blyleven's pitch. There's a bouncing ball up the middle. Gagne behind second base. Has it, long throw. He got him. What a play by Gagne. A bouncing ball up the middle. Gagne able to flag it down behind second base, ranging left. He was able to one-hand it, made a good, strong throw. Boy, Gagne has come up with a couple of gems in this one. Two outs, it'll bring up Dwayne Murphy, who flied to right and struck out. Gagne had earlier robbed Canseco of a base hit back in the first. Blyleven working on a masterpiece. Here's the pitch. And a change is in there for a call strike to Murphy. The center fielder hitting a .244 with 3 home runs, 19 RBIs on the year. Blyleven ready. Here's a pitch. A fastball is swung on and missed. Boy, Murphy had the big rip. No balls and 2 strikes to count. Murphy, who is now 8 for 21 against the Twins this season. But he has had only 2 hits in his last 25 at-bats overall. So he is really struggling. Here's the pitch. Low and inside, a big breaking ball. 1-2 with Mike Davis waiting on deck. Dwayne Murphy, who is one of only 4 major leaguers to strike out at least 100 times in each of the past 4 years. There's a pitch, a swing and a miss, and he strikes out again. The other ones are Reggie Jackson, Dale Murphy, and Mike Smith. So he's in some pretty good company. Blyleven now with 12 strikeouts. Another 1-2-3 inning. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Twins in front, 7-0. Tom Brunansky leading off for the Twins here in the bottom of the 7th inning. And on a 1-1 delivery, he was breaking ball low and outside. Fells in relief for the A's. There's a pitch. A breaking ball is a fly ball. Well hit. Left field. Way back. Way back. Waves it. Bye-bye. Tom Brunansky. Tom Brunansky, his 19th home run and his first home run since July 10th. Twins in front 8-0. Brunansky is 56 RBI. Getting a hold of one for the first time since July 10th. Now to bring up Tim Laudner. RBIs in this one. Gaetti with a couple. Make that Gaetti with 2. There's a pitch to Laudner is outside. Brunansky has 1. Laudner has 3 on that bases loaded double. Lombardozzi a 2-run double. The 1-0 delivery. Laudner swings and he hits a bouncing ball to the shortstop. Griffin has it. Long throw. He got him. Laudner retired 6-3. 1 away. It'll bring up Roy Smalley. Home runs in this one. Gaetti with the bases empty in the fourth, and now Brunansky with the bases empty in the seventh. Twins with 138 home runs as they continue to lead the major league. Smalley's 0 for 2. He is lined out. He is walked and struck out. He was on the bases when Lombardozzi doubled to drive in 2 back in the fourth inning. Canseco's in relief of Curt Young. Big right-hander. Looks in for a sign. He says yes. Here's the pitch. And he misses just outside. Ball 1. And the pitch. Smalley takes 2 high. Ball 2. 2-0. On deck, Mickey Hatcher. The 2-0 delivery is swung on and lifted towards left center field. Well hit, but Murphy has room. In the gap, he makes the catch. 2 outs. It'll bring up Mickey Hatcher. Mickey's 1 for 3. Couple of ground outs. And with around a single back in the fourth, and Mickey scored a run. Hatcher, who has had 6 hits in his last 12 at bats, open stance against the right-hander, Dale Lagerfeld. Here's the pitch. Hatcher takes a called strike on the outside edge. Lombardozzi on deck. Twins in front, 8-0. They've out-hit Oakland, 8-1. Here's the pitch. Hatcher swings and he hits a bouncing ball to the right side, one-handed by Bochte. He will underhand it to Lagerfeld to get the out. And the Twins are done in the 7th inning. 1 run and a home run by Brunansky. Leave them empty at the end of 7. 8-0 Minnesota.
Safe that makes Budweiser the king of beers.
And has the first. St. Louis, Missouri. Time for a couple of hot ones. I mean Hank's Hot Ones being featured right now during Hardware Hank's Midsummer Sale. For only $1.77, keep your knives razor sharp with a Fiskars Dual Sharpener. It's easy to use with great results. And if the exterior of your house needs sprucing up, now's the time to spruce. Hank's Best Acrylic House Paint is a whopping $7 plus under the regular price. Sharpen up and spruce up with your participating Hardware Hank this week.
Make your first hour your best hour each morning. Bob Hill's Regional News and Weather, CBS Sports World, Paul Harvey, and Charles Osgood's News Break, 7 till 8 mornings on WNAX.
For the 8th inning, Twins in front 8-0. Hayes will send up Mike Davis to lead off, and back with the play-by-play to tell you about it. Once again, let's get back to Herb Carneal. All right, Joe, and here's the first pitch outside to Davis, who was called down on strikes in the third, went down swinging on a breaking ball in the fifth. Left-handed batting Mike Davis. Here's the windup by Bert, and the pitch on the way. Swinging a ground ball pulled to the right side. Over to his left is Lombardozzi. Up with it to Hatcher in time for the out. Good play by Lombardozzi. Ranging well to his glove side to make the play on Mike Davis. One away to bring up Tettleton, the catcher. He was called out in the third inning, got a walk in the fifth, the only walk that Blyleven has given up. Herb, it's time to bring out the 8-0 material. Mike Davis on a ground out. Did you know there are 9 Davises playing in the major leagues? Did you have any idea? No idea. Yes. There's a ball inside the Tettleton. That must be more than the Jones family. I think so. They lead the league, the Davises, I believe. There's
the pitch on the way. A swing and a miss. 1-1 to Tettleton.
I see Philly Davis and Mark Davis with the Giants, Jody Davis with the Cubs, Eric Davis in Cincinnati, Glenn Davis in Houston, Storm Davis in Baltimore, Mike Davis with the Oakland A's, Alvin Davis in Seattle, and of course, R.D.
And there's a pitch outside to Tettleton. 2 balls and 1 strike.
So you people tomorrow morning, get up, go to work, and you can wow your friends over a cup of coffee.
Hope you don't have to work on Saturday. Wait till Monday. There's a strike call to Tettleton, 2-2.
That's a good point. I've always had to work on Saturdays for some reason.
You too. Moonlighting, you too. There's the pitch on the way. And a little bit high. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Blyleven with 12 strikeouts. He's too shy of his personal high. He has twice struck out 14 men in the game with the Twins. In 1974, he struck out 14 Red Sox. And in 77, the Texas struck out 14 Orioles. Here's the pitch. And it's directly on the inside corner. Got it looking. Number 13 for Blyleven tonight. 3,005 in his career. 2 out here in the 8th inning. It'll bring up Griffin, who has flied to left and hit into a short to second, Forsythe.
Now, I'll tell you, Herb, if somebody will tell the A's, they better start swinging the bat with 2 strikes. Anything close, Blyleven's getting it. That was a good pitch on the inside corner.
And Griffin, one of those 4 switch hitters in the lineup, counting left, takes outside the ball. Interesting that Bert has 13 strikeouts, but he didn't get anybody in the second inning. But in the other 6, he's had 2 and 1 so far this inning. And here's a well-hit ball by Griffin into right field. That's going deep, and it is a home run for Alfredo Griffin. Just over the canvas in right field, so there goes Bert's shutout. It would have been his 53rd career shutout. Alfredo Griffin, not known for his power, got that one over the big canvas in right, his 3rd homer. And it's now 8-1 Twins. So Bert has just given up his 34th home run of the year and lost his shutout here in the 8th inning with 2 out. It'll bring up Phillips, who has struck out, grounded to second, and been called it on strikes. There's a swing and a foul. Griffin and Carney Lansford, the only 2 A's batters who have not struck out against Blyleven. 1 strike to switch hitting Tony Phillips. And the pitch. And a changeup floats in there for that strike. 0-2.
There might have been that palm ball of his. It's getting better and better.
At times it's inclined to act a little bit like a knuckleball. No balls and 2 strikes.
It comes out with very little spin.
And the pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. The 7th inning tonight that Bert had 2 strikeouts, 14 for the evening.
Well, Herb, that time he dropped down. All the way down.
The homer by Alfredo Griffin, and after 7.5, it's the Twins 8, the A's 1.
I think you recognize that modern rendition of an old favorite hymn, "The Mighty Fortress is Our God." Lutheran Vespers, a radio ministry of the American Lutheran Church, is something like that music. It's a modern rendition of an old story. I'm Richard Jensen, host of Lutheran Vespers. I want to invite you to join me here on WNAX each Sunday evening at 9 p.m. I'll try to tell the old story of Jesus and his laws in such a way that it makes up-to-date sense for your life.
Owners of every make of car are here today, right? Okay, the subject is the lifetime service guarantee, the free car repair guarantee that covers thousands of customer-paid repairs for as long as you own your car. Those not eligible, leave this commercial. So Chrysler, Dodge, you imports, come on, all you GM owners. Who's left? Ford, Lincoln,
Mercury.
the only ones who can get the value of a lifetime service guarantee. Ask any participating Ford or Lincoln Mercury dealer for a copy, because quality cars deserve quality care.
Back when the West was young, banks weren't always the safest place to put your money.
Not like today. The staff at the First State Bank at Armour is ready to protect your financial future by providing the highest possible rate of return on your savings. First State Bank at Armour offers full service to their customers, whether home loans or checking accounts. First State Bank of Armour makes it their business to provide a safe, easy financial service. Talk to the folks at First State Bank at Armour and see.
Many people confuse sweating by means of sauna, steam, and mineral baths as a way of achieving fitness. They may produce tranquilizing effects but have no true fitness value. Vigorous exercise and prudent eating will make you physically fit. A tip from WNAX.
Down to the short, double to knock in 2 runs in the fourth and called it on strikes in the sixth and takes outside a ball. Lombo hit his double right over third base in the fourth inning. The score, Smalley and Hancher. Smalley had walked and Hancher had singled. There's a line drive in the right field for a base hit. Carney Lansford now playing third base. For Oakland, Donnie Hill has moved to short. Griffin ripped the home run out of the game. Lansford at third and Hill at short. And here's Gagne, who had struck out in the third, again in the fourth, grounded to short in the sixth. Had a couple of nice plays in the field. And the pitch. Outside, ball one. Field line out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, the folks had a good time before the game tonight, taking pictures at the former Twins greats. And tomorrow night, the old-timers game getting underway at 6 o'clock, pitting the 1965 American League Championship team against Twins alumni. 6 o'clock tomorrow, and then the regular game at 7:35. Mike Smithson against Joaquin Andujar. There's the pitch to Gagne and a strike on the outside corner. 1-2. Now playing third base. It means that the pitcher, Ackerfeld, is batting in Griffin's vacated spot, the number 9 spot. And the pitch. And the fastball just outside the gag. Ball 2 and strike 2. Set, and the pitch shifts too high. Oh, we got a full count to Gagne. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Lombardozzi on first base with nobody out. With 9 hits in the game. The pitch to Gagne. It's a high fly ball out to right center field. And it's going to be the center fielder Murphy to make the catch in deep right center. Holding at first base is Lombardozzi. Now Kirby Puckett, who has 4 3-hit games in a row. Tonight a triple in the first inning, a fly ball to center in the third, a double to center in the fifth, and a single to right in the sixth.
Well, 2 games ago, Kirby had a chance to hit for the cycle, and now he's doing it once again. You don't see that too often.
And the pitch is high for a ball. He's been getting so many base hits. He has now hit 12 in his last 19 at-bats.
One of his hot streaks. But it's really amazing, a chance to hit for the cycle in 2 out of 3 games.
There goes! Long drive to left, and a cycle for Kirby Puckett. His 22nd home run. Well, back into the left field seat, scoring Lombardozzi. The Twins lead 10-1. Puckett has now had a single, double, triple, and a home run. Unbelievable. Kirby Puckett, a cycle job.
Tony Phillips hit for the cycle for the Oakland A's earlier in the season. Remember that, but amazing Kirby Puckett. All right, all right. Never any doubt when he hit it. And the crowd wants Kirby to come out and take a bow. Come on out, Kirby. Take a bow. You deserve it.
Billy Beane up. And the first pitch is low for a ball. Beane has struck out twice, grounded to third and walked. They're still chanting for Kirby Puckett, but he didn't do it. And the pitch is high for a ball. Well, I think it's just a case of where Kirby feels that if he came out, he probably feels like it's trying to show somebody up, and that's probably why he didn't want to do it. I know he appreciates the fans' ovation. Here's the 2-0 pitch, and missed outside, ball 3.
Yeah, but really, I don't think the A's would take it like, maybe they would, I don't know, but in a situation like that, hey, why not? I mean, how many times do you hit for the cycle? Gary Ward was the last Twin to do it.
There's a strike to Beane. That home run by Kirby, they measured it at 415 feet, so there wasn't much doubt about it.
As soon as he hit it, it was gone. I love it.
There's a little pop-up down the right field line. It's drifting towards foul ground, and it's caught. Nice over-the-shoulder catch by Bochte down the line. 2 away.
I think most of the A's would understand if Kirby had come out to take a bow. Or maybe they wouldn't care.
At this point, I don't really think it would make that much difference.
Really?
Don't you think that's why Kirby didn't come out?
Oh, yeah, I think that's why he wouldn't do it. But I think if ever you're going to do something like that, that was the time. Heck, the Mets do it after a base hit.
There's a swing and a foul by Gaetti, who hit a fly ball to score a run, hit his 22nd homer, walks and fly to center.
In New York, a guy gets a single, he comes out and takes a bow. The Mets, that's why they get into so many fights, I guess.
Here's the pitch to Gaetti, and there's a strike on the inside corner, 0-2.
Well, we had just said that Kirby 2 games ago had a chance to hit for the cycle, and he was thinking about it that time, and I'm sure he was thinking about it there, too.
As Gaetti takes wide a ball, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Well, we'll have to ask him, Kirby, how many times is it going to take you to hit for the cycle? He just had a chance the other night.
Well, he's 500. That's not bad.
There's a foul down the left field line, out of play. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. Where you hear the Twins.
You hear the Twins right here on your big friend in the Midwest, 4 Sports, WNAX, Yankton, South Dakota, at 10 o'clock, partly cloudy and 66 degrees.
And the pitch. Right on the outside corner. Gary knew it. The Twins come up with 2 runs on 2 hits, and after 8, the Twins 10, the A's 1.
Your Dodge dealer can hardly wait because the all-new 87 Dodge Dakota and Dodge Shadow are on the way. But that means they've got to make room, and that means clearance time. Time for you to get great deals on a wide assortment of 86 Dodge cars and trucks. Buy a Dodge Lancer ES and get 5.5 financing or $1,500 cash back. Select Dodge Charger and get 5.5 financing or $400 cash back. Looking for a truck? Well, with any new full-size 86 Dodge Van Wagon or Ram Charger, you'll get 5.5 financing or $500 to $750 cash back. All new full-size 86 Dodge pickups give you 5.5 financing or $900 to $1,150 cash back. And with our tough Ram 50 pickup, you'll get 5.6 financing. 5.5 and 5.6 annual percentage rate financing is for qualified buyers through Chrysler Credit Corporation. You must take delivery from stock, but you may use cash back towards your down payment. Ask for details. It's clearance time. Time for great deals right now at your Dodge dealer.
All that you got me thinking about you. Whatever your name, I think I'm coming to call you. Really make it quite better. It's right for you. Yeah, you really make it quite better. It's right for you.
Temperature is 65. World and National News next. This is Bob Hill reporting from WNAX, Yankton.
Trademarks of tradition. Bob Hill and the News every morning on 570 WNAX.
Twins with 10 runs, 10 hits, 1 error. Oakland a run on 2 hits and 1 error. And in the 9th inning, for the A's, they'll have Hill, Canseco, and Bochte.
Donnie Hill struck out in the first, called out on strikes in the fourth, struck out again in the sixth. Phillips and Hill, the two top men in the order, have fanned 6 out of 7 times up against Blyleven, and there's a foul ball down the left field line. It'll be out of play. 1 strike to Donnie Hill. Bert Blyleven needing 1 more strikeout to set a personal high for himself. He twice before had struck out 14 in a game. And the pitch. Swing and a miss with a fastball. 0-2. Blyleven looking to Laudner for the sign. Has it. Here's the windup in the pitch. They swing and a bouncing ball to Bert. He has it. Throws it over to Hector, and there's 1 away. Twins in their hitting attack tonight. 10 hits. 7 for extra bases. They have 3 doubles, a triple, 3 home runs, plus the 3 singles. Now Jose Canseco, who has grounded to short on a nice play in the hole by Gagne in the first inning, struck out in the fourth, grounded to Gagne in the sixth. 1 out, nobody on. The Twins 10 and Oakland 1. The first of the 3-game series with the A's. Now the windup by Blyleven in the pitch, and a breaking ball in there for a strike, and Canseco was bailing out on that pitch, and it snapped in there for a strike. Good curveball by Blyleven. And the pitch. The outside corner, 1 ball, 1 strike. Mike Smithson tomorrow night against Joaquin Andujar after the old-timers game, which gets underway at 6 o'clock. There's a ground foul outside of third, and Canseco's really going to try to give up in a long ride. Turned on it, tried to hit it out. I think he cracked the bat. He's going back to the dugout to get a new bat. 1-2 now to Jose Canseco. Tomorrow night, the 1965 championship Twins. People like Raymond Killebrew, Don Minter, Rick Reese, Bernie Allen, Jerry Kendall, Frank Willisey, Royal Oversize, Rich Rollins, Bob Allison, Caesar Tovar, Ted Ullander, Tony Oliva, Earl Batty, and Jerry Zimmerman. Pitchers Jim Cott, Dick Sigmund, Dave Boswell, Jim Grant, Jim Perry, and Al Worthington, all from that championship team of 1965, taking on Twins alumni, including George Mitterwald, Jim Lemon, Lenny Green, Leo Cardinal, Jerry Koosman, and many others. 6 o'clock. Here's the pitch on the way. Canseco bounces a foul outside of third. Still 1-2. Charlie Manuel, Lenny Green, John Castino, Julio Becerra, Tommy Kelly, Dave Goltz, Bob Giel, among the Twins alumni will be playing in the old-timers game tomorrow. Now the windup and the pitch. A swing and a miss with an outside fastball. And Blyleven with his 15th strikeout of the night. For him, a personal high. The most he's ever struck out in one game. 15 strikeouts for Blyleven. And the amazing thing is that in the top 3 men in the batting order, Phillips, Hill, and Canseco, he has fanned them a total of 9 times tonight. Here's Bochte, who's grounded at third. Swing to the right, then called it on strike. And he pitched a high fastball. Bochte didn't think he was out in the 7th inning on a 3-2 pitch. Argued with Kaiser a moment. Pitch inside and off the mid of Tim Laudner. Ball 2 and no strikes to Bruce Bochte. 2 out here in the 9th inning, and the Twins with a 10-1 lead over the A's. Blyleven delivers, and Bochte peels the foul back to the screen. 2 balls, 1 strike. Blyleven has fanned 2 batters in the 1st, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th innings. 1 here in the 9th. Didn't get anybody in the 2nd inning. And the pitch.
Bochte takes a strike. A fastball in there. 2-2. Well, they're on their feet. There's the windup in the pitch. Bochte, a foul ball. Went straight back. Count rides along 2 balls and 2 strikes to left-handed batting Bruce Bochte, who has been cleaned once by Blyleven.
So, Herb, here it is. Bruce Bochte has a chance to make history. And so does Blyleven, by the way.
A swing and a fly ball to left center field. Moving over is Beane, and Billy makes the catch. The game is over. So the A's go in order in the ninth. The final score, the Twins 10, Oakland 1. We'll have the final total for you after these words.